It's the middle of the night here in this quiet city. I see through the eye of the world all the violence, war across our nation, people hating each other across political lines. People driven mad by power, whether it's speeding down the highway in their fancy car polluting the world, or sitting high and low in the offices of government, from the tyrant teacher to the brutal policeman to the racist judge, the corrupt politician, the corrupt politician's political party leader, pundits, media personality, all involved in this evil shuffle of great powers. A brutal and reptilian feast of power. The rubble, the screams of children and women, dying doctors, dying farmers, terrorism, police brutality, racism, narcissism, haunting every family. All across the nation, a global Sodom and Gomorrah civilization doomed to fail. A worldwide empire, all finally achieved across the globe. A corporate plutocracy of immense wealth, above the law, unchecked, ruling it all, and crashing. Like the devil, rising all the way up to heaven, wounding everything on the side of the good, until the good is all consumed. Then he crashes, always, to the depths of the earth, because evil can only exist on negativity. It has no power of its own. When it consumes everything, it collapses in disaster. And out of the rubble, the good remains, as always. The people, as Ma Joe said. They're always there. They suffer, most. But what is the way out of all this? It sounds ridiculously simple. It's a common word. It's not fancy. It's called love. It's always the answer. But love and kindness, respect and courtesy for everybody, especially those interesting and fascinating people that are different in some way, or maybe in every way, that are unique and singular, like every person is. And every single person, 9 billion across the globe, worthy of all the things that all people want: justice, equality, comfort, basic needs. The world does not no longer has to be the post-industrial model of cutthroat gangster capitalism, even when it's disguised as neo-humanistic progress. It's The domination of the will by violence, by manipulation, by seduction, by promises of wealth or power. These are all the sins of Satan when he took Jesus up to the high peaks and said, I'll give you the whole world. All you got to do is worship me. And that's what we're doing. Because we've lost the art of human kindness, courtesy, respect for people, regardless of who they are. The only answer to save our civilization, I believe, is simple. It's called compassion. Looking at another person, even if they're strange looking to you for some reason, or they have beliefs that you don't like, or they believe in things you don't believe in, or whatever it is that separates you from that person, look on them with compassion, knowing that in some way they share the same challenges that you do. Life is meant to be hard. It's meant to be a challenge. It's the greatest challenge in the universe to be a human being. The pressures we face from the minute we're born to the minute we die are immense. But there was one thing that was meant to make it less hard, to smooth out the rough places in human life and help us to be able to deal with the immensity of our mortality, at being helpless in the face of vast forces beyond our comprehension at every turn, confronted with the majesty of the universe, trying to understand it. All those things. Not to mention heartache and pain and loss and all those hard stuff. It was one thing that was meant to soften the road, to make it less sharp and painful and rocky. One thing. Other human beings that gave, that cared, that laughed with you, and loved you, didn't put you down, treated you like an equal, appreciated your contributions, treated you like a friend, even if they were family. To smooth the way, to help out wherever you can. I don't care if you go all the way back to Lao Tzu, Confucius, Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, Black Elk, Tecumseh. They all said the same thing. Dr. King, Gandhi, John Lennon. Love people. Be kind to people. Go the extra mile for them. That's the only answer to the brutality that haunts our world. And I'm talking to policemen. I'm talking to politicians. I'm talking to the rich people. The world is on the brink of 1,000 different dooms at the same time. And if the weather doesn't prove it to you, I don't know what needs to be done. It's frustrating for me. For 40 years I've been trying to say, the weather's going to get extreme, man. If we keep this up, keep boiling up the oceans, and you're going to get a lot of rain coming out. Yeah, well, every place is flooding and everything going on. These weird temperatures. Hey, I've been telling you for years, man, decades. Keep driving around in your damn cars all over the world, and guess what? It's going to catch up to you. What we got to do? We got to slow down, man. Take a break. Give the people a break. We don't need this 40-hour work week world, the totalitarian workplace. And take the pressure off. We have the means, we have the resources, we have the cash to help everybody's life, especially the poor. That's the answer to crime. Not giving police more weapons, making them more like military units out in the street to oppress the people and stomp all over their rights and enlist the people themselves in their own slavery. No, that's not what America was. And that's not the potential of civilization. We've created this genius civilization. Let's take it somewhere. Somewhere kind. Compassionate. fair for everybody. Without this stupid idea that if you're not just like me, you're not worthy of being seen as created by the divine universe. All life should be treated as sacred. Even if you have to eat it, you still do it in a sacred manner. Everything we do should be sacred. It's possible to do. Believe me, it is. We should always be honest. And then we'd have the perfect civilization. There'd be no need for armies, no need for bombs, no need for billionaires. And everybody could live like one. And all it's going to take is a little kindness, a little compassion for the suffering of others, and a great devotion to end it with kindness. Simple human kindness. That's what spirituality is. It isn't being God's favorite kid, for sure. It's not some exclusive right to truth that somebody else doesn't have. It's not saving everybody's souls. It's being kind, gracious, courteous, decent, peaceful, positive. That's what it is. And ultimately, I think the most refined consciousness is selfless. Doesn't even think of itself. It only thinks of the other people. Now, human beings are not made that way, but we can try. We can try to be kind to everybody. Respectful and courteous to everybody. Not play this power game. This virtue signaling, I'm better than you all the time. Because you're weird, because you got a beard and you read tarot cards and you like to smoke weed, so you're bad. You don't believe in Hercules, so you're a bad guy. Well, sorry. I got a right to be me and be respected for it. I'm not a criminal. I'm not a bad person. And do we need all the suffering in the world? Can't we relieve it by breaking this chain of capitalism and doing things like basic human rights that other countries in the world have? To medical care that doesn't break the bank for you every time you get sick? Doesn't take advantage of something as terrible as getting sick? I mean, what civilization is like that? What civilization legislates a woman's behavior when it comes to her own choices? Or anybody's choices? Where is this punitive, Puritan stuff going to end? And we realize that this racism, this bigotry, this narcissism is the opposite of any kind of godly civilization. It's cruel. It's casually cruel. It's constantly dismissive, suspicious. You're guilty until you prove, and it's impossible to do, that you're innocent. And it has to change, or we're doomed by 1,000 different dooms. One simple answer: be nice to people. Don't judge them. Let them be what they want to be, and you be what you want to be. As long as they're not hurting anybody, leave them alone. Mind your own business. Appreciate people that are different than you. How about that? Somebody's in need, give them something. Take care of everybody else's need but your own, and everybody will do everything in the world for you. That's all it'll take to save the world and put an end to war and to put an end to violence in all its forms, in child rearing, in love, in law enforcement, in international relations. No more violence. It's not necessary. And instead, devote the human endeavor to helping make human life easier for everybody, not just a few, not just billionaires. Don't base it on money. Base it on creating a sustainable and beautiful, nature-affirming world. We can do it. We're not stupid. It would be a great revolution, man. Blow all the other revolutions of the past right out of the water. This great green revolution where we really do invest in the best of humanity. Kindness, cooperation, gestures of generosity, courtesy to other nations, other people. You want to stop terrorism? You want to stop the next Hitler? If we had flooded Germany with hospitals, schools, infrastructure, instead of war reparations for World War I, there would have been no World War II. And if we could do a new revolution to transform our society away from this monetary 40-hour totalitarian workplace regime, this totalitarian economic system, and sacrifice billionaires for the good of the human race, then we're headed for World War III any day. It's been that way for decades. From here, there, somewhere, it seems like it's ready to fly. Always. Keep the weapons manufacturers rich. Well, we got to face these shadows and stop it. And devote ourselves to creating a better world for everybody. Out of simple human kindness and an understanding that they're going through the same stuff we are. And that life is hard. Let's make it easier, not harder.